A late classical or early Hellenistic bronze portrait head of a boxer, catalogued as number 6439 in the collection of the National Archaeological Museum, is among the small number of large-scale bronze athlete portraits to survive from antiquity. Excavated in the sanctuary of Zeus at Olympia and dated to about 330 BC, the head preserves physiognomic detail, heavily modeled beard and coiffure, cropped hair, and a battered facial surface. The bronze head was found in the precinct of the sanctuary of Zeus at Olympia, where victorious athletes could commission dedicatory statuary. Only the head and a few associated fragments were recovered in the early modern excavations at Olympia. The piece entered the museum collections in the late 19th century and is now displayed in room 28. The fine spot within the sanctuary and the presence of the olive wreath stem, visible on the crown of the head, strongly indicate that the work originally functioned as a victory monument, likely set up to commemorate athletic success on the Pan-Hellenic circuit. Stylistic analysis places the head within the 320s BC, a period when portrait realism increased and commemorative athlete statuary emphasized individual physiognomy rather than strictly idealized youth. Features that support this dating include the treatment of facial planes, broad, slightly heavy cheeks, individualized beard locks, and the naturalistic, though idealizing, rendering of hair in tight curls. Some scholars and museum catalogues have suggested a link to the atelier tradition associated with the Athenian sculptor Silanion, known from literary tradition to have executed athlete portraits. Historical sources even have proposed the identity of the celebrated boxer Satyros of Elis as a possible dedicatee, although such identifications remain conjectural and based primarily on later literary attributions and typological parallels. The surviving head measures approximately 28 centimeters in height and is cast in bronze with evidence of lost wax technique. The eyes are deeply drilled, forming shadowed orbital recesses that originally would have held inlaid materials which now are lost. Dedicatory statuary of victorious athletes constituted a key medium by which cities and individuals performed social memory in Greek sanctuaries. The iconography of this boxer head, markedly mature, bearded, and crowned, negotiates two registers. First, the wreath and physiognomy identify the figure as an honored victor whose athletic prowess merited public commemoration within Zeus' sanctuary. Second, the depiction emphasizes the older, battle-scarred athlete rather than an abstracted youthful ideal, a choice that communicates experience, resilience, and the moral capital of long-term excellence. Comparative examples including the boxer at rest type known from other museum holdings show the same interest in battered realism and embodied aging. Although a link to the sculptor Silanion and the boxer Satyros has been proposed in museum commentaries and 19th-century scholarship, secure attribution remains problematic. No dedicatory inscription survives with the fragment. The association with named artists or athletes rests on stylistic comparison with literary mentions and with a small corpus of athlete monuments securely dated by inscription. Thus, while the head plausibly belonged to a seated or striding full-figure statue standing on a base in Olympia's sanctuary, the ascription to specific historical individuals should be treated as provisional. The portrait's individualized traits are, nonetheless, significant, even without a name. The head provides one of the rare direct visualizations of an elite combat athlete from the late classical era. This bronze head of a boxer is a high-value witness to late classical commemorative practice, technically accomplished, iconographically explicit, and culturally resonant. Even without a definitive inscriptional anchor, the head remains a compelling material voice for ancient athletic culture and the social economies that celebrated physical excellence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so you won't miss new ones.